Here's my gallery presentation featuring John O'Brien and his painting Landscape, Timothy Easton and his painting Evening at the Iris Fields, and Robert Thomas with Volcano Passion, presented by me, Kobe Large. First thing we're going to get into is the themes that these different art pieces incorporate, and that's going to be the natural world because, well, they are landscape pieces. And just like this one over here, they depict, well, the natural world. In this one, you can see a cave with the ocean, and you can see the sky, you can see the moon, you can see a human in the corner. These landscapes should have, they can have humans, but that shouldn't be the main focus of them. That being said, the first piece on the agenda is John O'Brien and his painting Landscape. This piece is an 8x6 oil on wood landscape piece, created in 1845. With that being said, this specific piece of art depicts a woman in a red dress walking on a dirt trail that leads towards a lake, a mountain, a sky surrounded by a forest, a very light forest, and what appears to be autumn. That's what I get from the sense of the tree on the left. The next piece we have is Timothy Easton and his Evening at the Iris Fields. This was an oil painting conceived in 1993, a little bit more modern painting. This painting shows a field of iris flowers surrounded by what I've dubbed a wall of plants. It's just bushes and trees, with a house, a couple humans in it, and what I'm going to assume is a church in the distance. If not, that's just a really cool tower. Then, finally, we have Robert Thomas and his Volcano Passion. This one was made in 2004, depicting the island of Hawaii and a volcano going off the coast, showing the ocean, like sand beaches, Hawaii, and then there's the moon, the sky, all good things from the landscape. Piece. Okay, next thing we're going to be looking at is the context of each different painting. So, the painting, the landscape painting by John O'Brien was painted on wood, which was a revelation for myself because apparently it was common for during this time period, 1845, it was common for people to be painting oil paintings on wood. I didn't know that, so I thought it was pretty cool. Well, first off, we're going to get into how does this depict the natural world. First off, the painting's name is Landscape. That should tell you one thing. It's a landscape painting. It depicts the natural world. As you can see trees, you can see mountain, you can see skies. It's very clear. Additionally, this art piece has a foreground, which is going to be this little spot in the red box, and the middle ground, which is the yellow spot, and the foreground. These are typical indicators that this is indeed a landscape piece, and therefore it depicts the natural world. Besides the fact that there's trees everywhere. Okay, next thing. Context of the Iris Fields. Just like the previous art, it has a middle ground, it has a foreground, a middle ground, and a background. We're going to get into the foreground and middle ground a little bit later. Additionally, this one depicts flowers. It's crazy. Bushes, sky, that's the natural world. Additionally, there's some houses and humans. I couldn't really get the humans in to render quite right because this is the best quality photo I could find, and it distorts like crazy when you zoom in. But there are humans right about there where my cursor is. There's a house. These are all things that can be found in the natural world, even though it's not completely natural. Next piece we have, again, we've got the foreground, we've got the middle ground, and the background. To me, it surprised me that they didn't have to be like in line like the other two. How they were like rectangles like that. Apparently, this works. From middle ground, foreground, and background. Additionally, this depicts palm trees, the ocean, the sky. Great things for showing nature and the natural world. Because guess what? Trees come from the natural world. Who would have guessed? Okay. Now we're going on to form analysis. He uses color lighting in order to create depth and scale in his painting. Not to mention, he also uses texture to create the same depth, as you can see here. Color and lighting. The darker pieces, as you can see here and here, they are more detailed, so they appear closer, while everything lighter, because of the background, really gives you that sense of depth perception. Additionally, there's more details in closer items, in those darker items, while the sky and the mountains more fuzzy and blurry. So the techniques change in order to give it, again, more perspective. Additionally, the hues he used, the bright colors, well, not bright, but the red and the orange, additionally add to that perspective, which I thought was really cool. Then, Evening at Iris Fields. Oh, I forgot to mention, there's lines. Those arrows, the lines in this painting, they aren't as jagged as some of the other ones. As you can see here, the lines are very clear. However, in this one, they're a lot more flowy and natural. It makes a natural world. Who would have guessed using natural lines instead of making everything straight like boxes? Would be a good idea for that. Then for this one, Evening at the Iris Field, this painting uses lines in a few ways. The main one is to guide your eye through the painting from the beginning, from the dark colors to the middle ground to the background. So that's kind of the lines I drew there. Additionally, that green line is what's separating the foreground from the middle ground. The way he does that is there is cloud covers, because typically for foreground it's darker and then middle ground it's lighter. So it's everything's darker, it's closer, everything lighter is farther away. So it's really cool that he was able to separate the foreground from the middle ground using the shadows. Additionally, the lightest spot I have a little highlighter around there is the background. That's kind of where your eyes go. Okay, final one, baby. Volcano analysis. In this image, they use the lines and the waves to kind of guide you through the foreground of the image. Then additionally, they use the slanted lines of the volcano to show movement and destruction, while the clouds and palm trees and waterfalls create a contrast to the volcanic slope, showing the creation that could be made from the disasters. That's what I specifically think with the clouds. Other than that, that should be pretty good. And then here is my annotated bibliography. That is all. Yippee-ki-yay. Well done. I don't know how long you want me to stay in here, so I'm going to stay in it for a little bit longer. Alright, that's it.